This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys, quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. I used to love getting phone calls. I would sit by the phone for hours just waiting for one of my many friends to call. And then I would remember that I didn't have any friends. The more things change, the more they stay the same. But now I have a great many friends, but still no one calls. Phones have fallen out of favor. We love being interrupted and distracted by our devices bleeping and blinging and popping up text to us, but we really don't like it when actual people call. After all, they might distract us from our texting. But some people, they still do call. Specifically, my dentist's office, to remind me of appointments, political fundraising campaigns, telemarketing companies, political fundraising campaigns, political opinion polls, political fundraising campaigns, debt collection agencies, political fundraising campaigns, credit card companies, political fundraising campaigns, charities, and political fundraising campaigns. Occasionally a prospect calls too. Simply picking up the phone when an unrecognized call comes in has become a real problem. When you're trying to design the perfect zombie hydration chamber, zombies dry out in the hot sun, yet another detail the movies gloss over, a prospect call is fine, but a telemarketing call or a political fundraising call represents a serious distraction. The solution has been with us for decades. Screen your calls with caller ID and voicemail. When it's focus time, check the caller ID. Pick up if it's a friend, client, or other person you want to speak with. Otherwise, those political fundraisers go straight to voicemail. They can leave a message. Interestingly, they rarely do. And that's telling. If it's not important enough for them to leave a message, then it's certainly not important enough for you to pick up the phone in the first place. They may argue, well, with a voicemail, we'd never talk you into giving us money. Well, that's true, and that's even more reason to let them go to voicemail. Indeed, a 2014 study from Princeton and Northwestern found that when it comes to policy, our elected officials overwhelmingly enact policy that favors the rich at the expense of the middle class and poor. So when a millionaire political candidate calls begging for money, they're basically a rich person asking for money to fund their job from poor and middle class people so they can get into power and do stuff that benefits only the rich people. It's no wonder they don't think they have a compelling sales pitch. They don't. Unless campaign finance reform is their top agenda item, do you really have anything to talk to them about? And if you want to know more about this issue, check out Lawrence Lessig's superb TED video on Lesterville. It's on YouTube, and you can find a link in this episode's transcript. But I digress. Now, these groups have gotten clever. Now their caller ID has no name listed. They're smart enough to know that if they supplied a name like Little Red Riding Hood's fundraising service, no one would ever pick up. So they call in from innocent-seeming numbers somewhere in the Midwest where the nice people are. Or they make sure their numbers are listed as blocked or unknown, because that's a sure sign that someone you want to hear from is calling. If a call comes through from a number that you don't recognize or a number that's blocked or unknown, let it go to voicemail. If they think they need to disguise who they are from you, they must really be trying to hide something they're ashamed of. But then there are prospects. Now their number comes through as one that you don't recognize, so let them go to voicemail. But of course, you'll realize your mistake the moment the voicemail plays. Call them right back, but never make the same mistake twice. Their call is one that should get through, so immediately add them to your phone book, so next time their name comes up instead of just the phone number. But don't just enter their name. Add the letter P and a colon in front of their first name. The next time they call, your phone will show P: Suresh Johnson, telling you that Suresh Johnson is calling and that it's a prospect. If the phone number is a client calling from a new phone number that they've never used before, add that number to the client's address book entry under Other. When they call from that number, their name will appear and you'll know to answer. But if they're calling from the cell phone of their boyfriend, girlfriend, spousal equivalent, transgendered partner, or polyamorous family unit, then awkwardness could ensue if you call them back at that number. Dial safely. Make outgoing calls strictly to the numbers that you've labeled home, work, and mobile. Use the numbers that you marked Other for incoming-only identification purposes. You can also do this for numbers that you'll only be using temporarily, say when negotiating back and forth with an art dealer to arrange the purchase of a beautiful painting that's a stunningly good replica of the one that was stolen from the Louvre on your birthday last year. What a coincidence! Prefix temporary numbers with T: and get rid of them as soon as the painting is delivered in its tasteful, nondescript, brown paper wrapped package. You wouldn't want the neighbors to get jealous. Prune your prospects. Not only should you be deleting temporary numbers when they're done, your prospects should also be deleted when they get stale. Just search for P: once every couple of months and ruthlessly discard any prospect entries that don't become clients. After all, if they didn't have the good sense to hire you, why should you devote the precious bits to storing their contact information? Unless, maybe we can sell their number to a marketing or political fundraising company. You can find out more about using hashtags and organizing your contacts in my episode on managing your contacts. There's a link in this episode's transcript. So take back your time from those who would interrupt you. Use caller ID and voicemail to keep them out of your hair. Always let unknown callers go to voicemail, but get back to them quickly if they're prospects or clients. Then add them to your client list appropriately named so that you have a clue who's calling the next time they call. Remember to prune your list regularly, and above all, make sure to offer your competitor's phone number to any telemarketers who ask you for referrals. It's all about spreading the love. This is Steve Robbins. You can find links to the external videos and episodes that I've mentioned today at getitdone.quickanddirtytips.com. I help high achievers accelerate or change their businesses. If you want to know more, visit steverobbins.com. That's STEVERROBBINS.com. Work less, do more, and have a great life.